Hello! So I thought I would pop on today and show you a few examples of how I have used journaling. 14 Craft Bar on their website have got a new category called journaling with lots of junk journaling supplies, and I thought it would be fun to show you some examples of how I've used journaling in my life over the last few years. So my favourite way of using journaling is in a traveller's notebook. So there's lots of traveller's notebook choices that are on 14 Craft Bar website. So this is just an example of how I have used them kind of over the last wee while. This is a very basic type of journaling with some inks and different shapes in the background, just to kind of create some colour on the page, and then have done different journaling on the top of it. And then this one would be more of a kind of junk journaling style, using kind of vintage papers and different stickers to create pockets and little areas for journaling. I love this one. This is a good example of using like a vintage book page. So it's one page, and basically the way it's folded, you're able to create 3 little pockets just to put areas for your journaling in to kind of keep them hidden. So I kind of like to design lots of blank pages, and then as I go through then be able to add them just when I feel like it, so it's not in any particular order. And then I like to use prompts just to be able to journal, and it takes some time out just for me. So that's one of them. We've got this one. I'm trying to remember what is in each of them actually. So this was a kit that I used previously, and I just made different pockets and just different little areas for reflecting. You know, for me, journaling is about taking time out and to be thinking about things, whether it's through a prompt and kind of reflecting more on how I view about that, or whether it's something to do with a Bible passage that I've read or a prayer that I'm wanting to do. So again, just making different little areas of pockets. I love things that are interactive because it makes me want to flick through them again in the future to kind of look through them. So they're kind of an active way of journaling. So that's that example. I'm not sure I haven't got anything in that one. Yeah, so for people who aren't familiar with traveller's notebooks, basically you get a cover, and then inside the cover there are these elastics, and it means then that you're able to slide your notebook in and out of them like this. And it means you're able to work on them. You can put a few different books in together. I probably made that look more clumsy than it would need to be. And it just means then that you're able to flick through some of your pages that you have done, take things out. You can get little inserts like this where you can keep stickers and washi samples and things in it. I'll not even try to put that back in on the camera because I would just make a mess. Again, you can journal in notebook. This is just a plain A5 notebook that I kind of diddled a picture on the front, and then did just some different journaling prompts and things that I wanted to write about in that. So it can be really simple. You don't have to necessarily go and spend the money on something big and elaborate in terms of these folders. I just really like them. This is the current one that I'm using at the minute. I haven't even got this in because I'm kind of using it quite currently, but basically I'm using this as a prayer journal. I'm not kind of flick through it too much because it's all sort of personal stuff in it. But what I like to do is to design like a background page, or a page that's ready to go, because it means that I'm much more likely to want to go and use it. So this is what I used for the design team entry this month. I think the most important thing for me about journaling is sometimes you can get so carried away with it looking pretty that you forget that actually the whole point of journaling is about taking time to reflect. Art journaling maybe is a little bit different, where the whole process is what the journaling's about, with maybe a quote or whatever on it. But for me, the type of journaling that I like to do, I love leaving room so that I'm able to go in and write on the back of tags, add bits in, and just leave plenty of room for this. I love this sort of vintage paper. What I think is really good about journaling is that you're able to use kind of vintage style papers. This is like tea dyed paper with a stamp from 14 Craft Bar on it, but it's basically any old paper, and you soak it into some tea and let it dry, and then it kind of gives it that vintage feel. And so it coordinates really well with some of the kit pieces that are in the journaling section on the website. And then the other type of journaling that I like to do would be in my Bible. So this is one example where I've just made like a little really simple tag flip so that I was able to do like a prayer on it. And then the other one is in like a bigger Bible. And again, just to create a little pocket for a prayer request in it. So I hope this has given you some ideas for how you can journal. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be really pretty. And there's so many different styles in doing journaling. So I'm really excited to see what you guys are going to come up with over the next wee while with some of the lovely products on the website. And take care. See you soon. Bye.